Alrighty, elementary music teachers. This is a lesson plan if you are trying to bring in some St. Patty's Day luck into your elementary music classroom. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I would say that this lesson plan, which I use with the story Finn McCool, Tommy De Paola, if you know any of his stories, you know just how good they are to use in the elementary school classroom. I would say that this is really for grades 3 through 5, right? This is for your older students. We're going to be going over the difference between 6/8 meter and 3/4 meter. We're going to do some movement. We're going to go over some more complex patterns. So definitely for some older students, if you are looking for some lessons that are for the younger students, then you can go ahead and check out the video that I already have up on my YouTube channel right there. That's for kindergarten through second grade. And then later on this week, I will also have one for like the middles, the second through third grade. All right. But let's jump right into the lesson plan for Finn McCool. The first thing that I do for my students is either introducing them to the 6/8 meter rhythms or giving them a slight review. Three that we're really going to focus on at the beginning is going to be the ta-ti, the TTT, and the long ta. And then we'll talk about the meters that have been more common for my students especially, right? 4/4 versus 3/4, and how 6/8 is going to be different. And this could be as in-depth or as simple as possible. This, again, for my students is just a beginning introduction. So I give them a little bit of a listening analysis, right? The difference between the big 3 beat for a very simple waltz versus 6/8. Talking about that feeling of the 3 big beats versus the 2 big beats, and then giving them, again, a small listening exam. Going into a little bit more of an explanation, getting my students to do some of the basic rhythms, and getting into really how they're going to feel the big, little, big, little, before beginning the story, which is with Finn McCool, again, the giant of Knockmany Hill. If you don't know the story, I'll give you a quick little synopsis. It is the story of a giant in olden day Ireland who has this wonderful wife. They have this wonderful life together, but there is one person who is trying his best to put a damper on that luck of the Irish, and that is Cuchulainn. And he is the giant of all giants that is just going to try his best to beat up Finn McCool. And this is the story of how Finn McCool's wonderful wife helps him to avoid that overall pounding that he would face. So because we're going through these rhythms, we're going to have different ways in which we do that. Your students are going to get to match them. Your students are going to get to do a listening example, and your students are going to get to move to those rhythms. And the first thing that we do is talk about some of the things that are introduced at the beginning of the story: Knockmany Hill, spinning, knitting, Cuchulainn. And we start a little simpler, right? We want them to just drag the sounds that make the most sense. So Knockmany Hill is going to be versus just something simple like knitting. Now, what's great is you can be doing this as a class, or this lesson comes with a digital workbook or a printable workbook as well. So again, they can be doing it on their own independently if you have access to Chromebooks, or they can be doing it on their own or as a group just with the printable or the digital workbooks. Now, the way that you're going to get access to that for free is by clicking the link below and signing up for a free month of my full membership. That includes this full curriculum with all lessons that, again, I have many different YouTube videos on. So if this is something that you're going, ooh, I might be interested in this, check out a couple more of my YouTube videos. See if my lessons are something that makes sense for you in your classroom. But what's wonderful is that's not the only thing that my membership comes along with. You do get 3 new lessons every single month with this membership, but you also have access to over 20 plus hours of professional development. You have access to all of my moving assessments. You have access to all of my movement breaks, which are how in my classroom, I go from managing my students' behavior to preventing my students' behavior. And you have access to all of my scarf dances, which, again, if you've seen me on YouTube before, you know that that is something that I definitely love to do. And it's something that you should definitely do at the beginning of your St. Patrick's Day music class with my St. Patrick's Day movement break, which is right on my YouTube channel. What's great about this membership is there is always a free month trial at the beginning. So test it out for yourself. See if it's something that you like. And if at the end you do get charged, but it wasn't something that you wanted, this is 100% risk-free, and that payment will be refunded to you. So make sure you check it out. But with that, let's jump right back to our walkthrough of Finn McCool, because after you read a little bit of the story, you go ahead and you do some very basic rhythm analysis for your students. You continue, you read a little bit more, and you find out just how amazing Finn McCool's wife is. Finn McCool's wife, because she knows that Cuchulainn is coming to beat up her husband, she devises this plan using some of her fairy friends. Very St. Patrick's Day vibes. Chef's kiss. Now, while she's devising this plan, you and your students are going to do another rhythm analysis, but this time based on what they hear, right? So find the rhythms. They're they're only going to need either TTT or the long ta. So if you said Cucullin, what will he do? What rhythms are going to make the most sense? And again, having your students clap along with this, move along with this, complete the digital or the printable assessment that also goes along with this so that you can grab a cheeky little assessment before having them put it into practice. Cucullin, what will he do? Cucullin will beat up Orphan McCool. Simple, fun, and is a perfect segue to get you back to reading the story. Because instead of just going over these rhythms, we're giving our students a story. If you tell a child a fact, they're going to remember it for a day. But if you tell a child a story, they're going to remember it for life. Read a little bit more and understand more about what his wife is planning to save Finn. First thing she does is she gathers a bunch of frying pans from all of her neighbors and she bakes them into loaves of bread, but leaves a couple to the side without the frying pans in them. Then she takes some balls of cheese and she makes those balls of cheese and then also gathers some white rocks from outside that look surprisingly like those balls of cheese. She then looks at her husband and gets him to wear baby clothes. And because he knows that his wife is just the best person, he immediately goes along with it. She says, "Now, my darling," handing Finn some baby clothes, "put these on and do everything just as I'm about to tell you." Now, from there, your students have probably been sitting for a while. You've done a lot of talking. You've gone over a lot of reviewing. Already, they've been doing rhythm analysis for these 6-8 meters. They've gotten a listening analysis on the difference between the 3-4 and the 6-8 meter. They're going to get a movement break on those as well later on. But until then, let's get them another rhythm break using the rhythms that we talked about at the beginning. When they see a ta-ti, they're going to freeze, then do a quick little jump. When they see a ti-ti-ti, they're going to run in place. And when they see a long ta, they're going to do one long jumping jack. It's a simple way to take these rhythms that are a bit abstract. They've never done, or at least my students have never done, these two big beats. So instead of just saying it and showing my students, although visuals are important, I put these rhythms into my students' bodies and I get them moving to it. Can they freeze, jump, jumping jack, jumping jack? It's different than just talking about it to get your students doing it, and especially doing it before you also add in something that's a little harder, like an instrument, where it's obvious when they mess up. If they're all moving together, then nobody's watching to see if the others are messing up. They do this for a couple before they continue the story. Now the ground is shaking and Cucullin is coming to the door. Again, Finn doesn't have to worry. His wife's got this under wraps. Unag says with a smile, well, now isn't that a shame? Finn's out working, but come on in. He'll be back soon. Before Unag offers him something to eat. And she offers him some of the bread that, remember, had the frying pans baked into them. Cucullin immediately bites into the bread, biting into those frying pans and losing some teeth. Then Unag says, well, that's the only kind of bread that my husband and my child eat. Oh, is it a little too tough for you? And she's completely gaslighting him. Absolutely hysterical. Already we see where Unag is going. She is so remarkably clever. Finn is in such good hands. You continue on with the story before then jumping into how about trying it together. This is, again, another time where we're making things a little bit harder for our students, but in a way that is accessible. All right, this is just a chance, but you're going to do it first and then have your students repeat it. Frying pan bread, have your students repeat. White stones, why is Finn in those pink baby clothes? Having your students, again, learn more of these skills, but in a way that is, if not easy for them, it leads them into the harder things, allowing them to be able to feel it. You read it a little bit more, Unag is still tricking that wonderful Cucullin. And so now it is time for your students to be put to the test, right? This is something that, again, it can be done as a movement break, but have them also be completing what they hear here. Again, if it's the digital, then they're either just dragging the circle to 3, 4, 6, 4. Again, if you've ever done something with digital workbooks before, you know that you only want them to touch what you want them to touch. So that is what's here. Or again, you are doing the printable version and they just do a simple listening exam. Your students then have to click on the clovers, take a listen to the song and decide, what are they hearing? Are they hearing 3, 4 or 6, 8? I use a lot of the songs that are the most recognizable, but also are very clearly either 3, 4 or 6, 8. to know that that is more of a waltz and you're going to feel those 3 big beats. Continuing on, clicking the pot of gold for each one of these, they're going to listen and they're going to decide. The story finishes up by Cucullin wondering how this little boy has such strong teeth. He opens his mouth, sticks in his brass finger, which we all know is where he holds his strength, obviously. Finn then gets to bite off said finger and tackle poor Cucullin. At that point, he is now poor Cucullin because the guy's got absolutely no teeth. But again, that's kind of, I mean, it is a little bit of a what you get for being a bully. That's all I'm going to say. For Unag then lets her husband know that tea's ready, me love, said Unag, and Finn McCool sat down with the best giant wife in the whole world, and they lived a long, happy life. An absolutely wonderful story by Tommy De Paola. And with that, thank you so much for joining me. If this was valuable to you at all, make sure you are liking, subscribing, and following along. Grab that free month trial, see if it makes sense for you, or just use this as a little bit of inspiration on how to bring some St. Patrick's Day fun into your elementary music classroom. With that, I want to say thank you so much and happy playing.